公公是傻子。Mayo pie. Do you know how the fortune cookie is made?
近期陆续发生新型冠状病毒感染，
有可能吗？没有，和你分开。
我会好好的活着。 Hello.
And I'd like to welcome you to the closing closing ceremony and the prize draw, this edition, because that's something that we planned, and it took a while to get it to this point, but eventually we made it. So this is our closing ceremony and the prize draw. Very good to have all of you here available in this format. So we have no boundaries, no more, even in-person meeting, we always prefer to have a personal connection, but this way we can reach the entire world. So in these difficult times, regardless politics or pandemic, we're still happy to see you. So my name is Sergey. I'm happy to have you here, and with my co-host, Qingyan as well, please.
大家好，新老朋友们好。在过去的一年里，疫情战机的特殊时光里，电影节依旧秉承以电影促文化、以文化促交流、以交流促对话、以对话促发展的理念，开展中西文化交流，与包括中国和加拿大在内的各文化背景的人们一道，在观众朋友们的陪伴下，成功举办了多场线上活动。今天是第5届中加国际电影节即将圆满落下帷幕。我是中国科技文化传播产业创新平台常务副秘书长刘庆莲，很高兴能和Sergey博士一起主持今天的会议。
Apologies with the technical difficulties. So moving on. First of all, we'd like to thank our partners and sponsors. Big thanks go to Téléphone Canada, to Consulat Général de la République Populaire de Chine à Montréal, Gouvernement du Québec, Concordia University, to make this event possible. We also like to thank our diamond sponsors, so Sun Life, Daniel Chiang, and Maple Armor, Xiaofeng Zhang, who would be joining us today. We also have silver sponsors and organizers. So Simon Jean-Luc Hébert is also with us here today, and various organizers who made it possible. So we have Pansing Box, Smart Cinema, through which you could see the films, High City, College McGill, and others who also will be drawing a prize, having us prize draw with us, and participating in this session. Strategic partners are equally important. From the Chinese Culture Translation and Studies Support Institutes, the CEC, YPR, Seven Fingers, Green Grounds, and Canadian Ecosystem Institute. So we're gonna see some of these people later today with us from our sponsors. So thank you very much to the sponsors, and please, I'd like to appreciate your support with this festival all these years.
感谢以上各赞助单位的大力支持。
Next, we will have congratulation videos from government officials, from the Consul General for Xu Mengqian, who represents China in Canada, in Montreal. We have Jean-François Lepine, from the who is the Director of Representation of Quebec in China. Miss Kathy Wong, who is a member of our Committee Executive for this City of Montreal, and Graham Carr from Concordia University.
中加各级政府代表纷纷发来祝贺视频，他们是中华人民共和国驻蒙特利尔总领馆总领事陈学明，魁北克政府驻中国办事处主任雷平江，蒙特利尔市政府议员凯斯旺女士及康考迪亚大学校长 Graham Carr 先生。感谢各级政府代表。
各位中加国际电影节的观众朋友们，大家好。Bonjour, chers amis et spectateurs du Festival international du film Canada-Chine。很高兴参加第5届中加国际电影节展映线上开幕式。我谨代表中国驻蒙特利尔总领馆，对电影节的成功举办表示热烈祝贺。 对宋淼博士及其团队和中加两国电影人为双边文化交流做出的努力表示衷心感谢。Comme nous le savons tous, un lien très fort est toujours présent entre Montréal et le film. La ville est non plus un lieu de tournage très populaire, mais aussi réputé pour son industrie développée du divertissement numérique. Par exemple, les effets spéciaux, l'animation, la réalité virtuelle, ce qui jette une base technologique solide dans le développement de l'industrie. Ces dernières années, le film est également en plein essor en Chine du point de vue artistique et de marché. Durant la première semaine suite au Nouvel An chinois, il y a le film dramatique racontant la tendresse et la famille, la comédie avec suspense ou le film fantastique plein d'imagination et développé en technologie. La performance au box-office a atteint un nouveau record de 1,4 milliard de dollars canadiens. Aller au cinéma est devenu aujourd'hui une nouvelle coutume de la fête du printemps. La coopération sino-canadienne en film a de vastes perspectives devant elle dans les domaines artistiques et technologiques. Ce festival en est une plateforme importante. Durant sa 5e session, il y a plusieurs excellents films chinois et étrangers qui se focalisent sur la génération chinoise après 2000, le paysage et la vie des nomades au Xinjiang, ou la solidarité en première ligne contre la COVID-19. Je suis sûr que ces films pourront renforcer la connaissance mutuelle et les échanges de vues entre les spectateurs et les professionnels de nos deux pays. Pour terminer, je tiens à adresser mes meilleurs vœux de succès au festival et j'espère travailler avec les amis de différents domaines pour faire de cet art une fenêtre de compréhension et de tolérance, ainsi qu'une passerelle de communication et de coopération. Je vous remercie.
Mon nom est Jean-François Lépine, je suis le directeur des représentations du Québec en Chine. Au nom du gouvernement du Québec, je voudrais féliciter le Festival international du film Canada-Chine pour sa contribution au progrès des relations entre la Chine, le Canada et le Québec dans le domaine du cinéma. Je voudrais souhaiter aussi un excellent succès à la 5e édition du festival cette année, mais surtout un bel avenir à cette plateforme d'échange culturel entre nos deux pays. Wozhu di Wujie Zhongjia Guoji Dianyingjie Chengong.
Bonjour tout le monde. 大家好. Alors, c'est avec un grand plaisir que je souhaite inviter la population montréalaise à participer aux activités du Festival international de films Canada-Chine. 咁咧，我今日咧真係好榮幸，邀請到滿地可居人咧一齊欣賞le Festival international de films Canada-Chine. Et comme vous le savez, bien, les arts contribuent à développer des ponts entre les cultures, entre les pays et donc à favoriser le vivre ensemble. Et en tant qu'élu responsable de la diversité, de l'inclusion en emploi, de la langue française et de la lutte au racisme et aux discriminations, je ne peux que me réjouir de cette 5e édition de ce festival. D'ailleurs, j'aimerais prendre un moment pour féliciter les organisateurs pour cette 5e édition et qui nous propose un menu de films extrêmement intéressant. D'ailleurs, je suis vraiment charmée par l'idée qu'on puisse y présenter des classiques d'animation aux nouvelles générations. C'est là qu'on va pouvoir découvrir tout le savoir-faire et l'art des artistes chinois et asiatiques des années 60-70. Aussi, bien, j'aimerais qu'on souligne toute cette diversité de films qui vont être présentés, autant des films chinois, des films vietnamiens, mais aussi des films canadiens, et donc ça promet. Et je tiens à saluer en fait la présentation d'un film de Monsieur Kim Nguyen au festival. C'est un réalisateur québécois qui a démontré toute une sensibilité unique face aux conditions de vie des citoyens et des citoyennes de partout dans le monde et qui, à travers son parcours, illustre bien à quel point les enjeux internationaux touchent l'ensemble des populations du monde. Finalement, bien, je vous invite à découvrir, comme moi, du 18 au 21 septembre prochain, une programmation qui présente vraiment une diversité de films, de documentaires et d'animations. Et donc, quoi de mieux que de voyager à travers le monde par les films, par le cinéma. Alors, je vous souhaite à tous et à toutes un excellent festival. Merci beaucoup.
Ni hao. Hello. My name is Graham Carr, and I'm the President and Vice Chancellor of Concordia University in Montreal. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 5th edition of the Canada-China International Film Festival. Concordia has been a proud supporter of the festival since its inception, and there are many reasons why the festival is a good fit with who we are as a university. That's because our connections to China date back to the very origins of Concordia in 1974, and we've developed many strong partnerships with Chinese universities since then. But also, Concordia is home to the Mel Hoppenheim School of Cinema, which is the largest school of film and cinema in Canada. And one of our great strengths is our focus on new media and digital technology, which is an important theme for the Canada-China International Film Festival. In the context of the global pandemic, the importance of digital media, of digital technology, of digital culture is more apparent than ever. Finally, I just want to say congratulations to the Canada-China Art Tech for organizing this wonderful festival and wish you all the best of success.
我们对各级政府和赞助单位的支持再次表示感谢。
That you follow and see the films for that there is related awards. So thank you. 请念。
祝贺以上获奖的电影和嘉宾，感谢他们给观众带来了美好的享受，谢谢。
And now we come to a fun part as well of our festival. It's been a tradition for CCIFF. Every single edition we had some kind of a live performance for our audience and for people who came to the festival, to the closing ceremony. So we've got that also today. So we have 3 performers with us. Jimmy Chan, many people probably know him from his activities in Chinatown and from his acting activities. And we have this little girl, Yishuan Miao, who is 8 years old only, but she is extremely talented in her piano performances. So we're gonna see one back piece by her as well. And she won numerous awards already in different piano competitions. And we have Roger Sina, who also was with us, like Jimmy, for the last 3 or 4 editions, doing different performances. So we're very happy to collaborate with them and to have them with us here today to perform for you.
为了增加轻松欢乐的气氛，我们还请到了3位居住在蒙特利尔的艺术家，给大家带来精彩的演出。他们分别是蒙特利尔知名艺术家金琛先生带来的击鼓表演，年仅8岁的小钢琴家苗艺轩，他曾获得多项国际比赛大奖，他给大家带来巴赫的吉格舞曲，以及加拿大著名艺术家罗根辛哈先生以及他的表演，请大家欣赏。
So Jimmy, you are on.
Right. You hear? Yeah. Do you hear me well?
Yes, we hear you very well.
Okay, good. Right. It's a bit in the throat.
That's better.
Better now?
Yep.
Good.
感谢吉米先生的精彩表演。谢谢吉米先生。
Thank you, Jimmy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So the next one is Yijian Miao, please.
Well done. Beautiful.
That's a Drumming for Hope piece, right?
Wow.
太可爱了，小姑娘。
Isn't it amazing for an 8-year-old?
Wow.
All right, so the next one up is Roger Sina. He has a multimedia piece.
Wow.
Roger.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I think I'll just explain a little bit. I can explain a little bit of what I'm doing. Just fill you in a bit. So bonjour, ni hao, namaste, hello, and barev. I'm also half Armenian and half Indian. I'm a dancer and a choreographer, and last 10 years I've become being interested in music, particularly sound design. So I'll be playing a didgeridoo instrument and this thing called a rav drum. And some shakers here. But the sound design part is part that interests me mostly. I have about 45 different special effects connected to my computer. So you'll be seeing me playing around a bit, getting different effects on my computer, my keypad, while I play my instruments. And then I'll go loop some of those sounds, and I just go dance to you with this background that I kind of borrowed off of YouTube. All right. Thank you.
Hello, Roger. Do you hear me? Hello, Roger.
Yes.
I think maybe you turn on two microphones. That's why there is echo.
Okay.
No worry, we did a test. It went well. Probably just two microphones at this moment.
Do you hear now the echo?
Still echo, yeah? A bit?
Okay.
There is a bit echo, but maybe it can be a special effect.
Yeah, for the performance, it will be very good.
Yeah, let's just go through. Let's just go through this. This is the
When
problem
it-
with Zoom. All right. Okay.
Go, Roger.
thank you very much.
谢谢，谢谢 Roger 先生的表演，Roger 先生的表演，感谢。
And now it is a time for a prize draw. So we have these bags that you see at the center that we'll be giving away to people. So stay tuned and follow our social media to make sure that you get your name and email your coordinates to us to info@ccif.net. So we have these special prizes as well that's going to be announced shortly. We also picked announcement from these sites here. So from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the social media. Yeah, so we'll start with the these prizes, the first fifth prizes. So the fifth prize, which is a nice hot pot set, going to be presented by Tin Lau, Catherine from Collège McGill, Quebec, please.
为了答谢观众们一直以来的热爱和支持，本次电节闭幕式特别追加了抽奖环节，共送出5个级别的大奖及200份阳光普照奖。大家注意听了，首先有请中嘉语言文化学院的劳勤校长公布5等奖获奖观众名单。
So is Catherine there?
Hi there. How are
All right.
you? I'm here to announce the fifth prize winners. The fifth prize is going to Xiaoling Hu, Ziyao, Yifan Wang, and Selavi. Congratulations. 谢谢。我再说一遍，第5个奖项的获奖者是肖林户、子瑶、一帆旺和 Selavi， 恭喜你们！谢谢。
感谢中嘉语言文化学院的赞助支持，感谢劳勤校长。
谢谢。
All right. So the fourth prize, the fourth prize winner is presented by. We have a representative from Air China with us here. Could you please come up and announce the fourth prize?
好，能听见吗？
听得到。
能。
好，那下面我来宣布4等奖的获奖名单。4等奖共有4位获奖者。首先是来自领英的达尼卡利，接着是Facebook 的 Aloy Champagne，接下来是 High City 的 Chris， 最后是微信平台的 Elena， 恭喜4位幸运的获奖者 ，Congratulations， Thank you。
All right. So the next one is the third prize, which is the Apple speaker. So it's going to be presented by our partner from High City, which would be. Do we have? We have a High City representative with us, Mr. Shang Yang. Is he there?
喂 ，Hello， 嘿，大家好，大家晚上好。嘿，大家晚上好。我非常荣幸能够参加中亚电影节，并且作为官方的媒体合作伙伴，那我也很荣幸来宣布3等奖的获奖者。 CC Wang。谢谢大家。
All right, so CC Wang was very lucky to get the third prize. Okay, we have a second prize, and the second prize will be presented by Jean-Luc Hebert from Simon, Simon Intelligent Manufacturing. So please, Jean-Luc.
Yes. Alors, bonsoir, 大家好. Good evening, everyone. So Simon, we're proud to be here. We are helping creativity to be shared between Canada and China. So exactly like this festival is doing greatly. So I'm pleased to tell that the second prize goes to Prototube Light L. Prototube Light L.
Lucky Prototube will have to get in touch with us within a time limit. The first prize is announced by one of our supporters from the first edition, I believe, Daniel Chuang from Sun Life. Daniel, you there?
Yes. So it's our honor to be part of the sponsor again. And 大家好，那很荣幸我们永明金融可以再次参与这样的一个活动哈。那代表这个组织，我们一起来送这个第一等奖。不过因为我没有名单哈，我需要一等奖，我需要宋淼博士来宣布，可不可以？
我发给您微信了。
是吗？
是的。还是您来宣布吧。
好。看来连微信都有点慢。
感谢 Michael Hall 的支持，感谢郑晓峰先生，谢谢。等着郑晓峰先生宣读我们最幸运的这名观众。
All right. So looks like our prizes are done. So the big ones, we have also a lot of small ones that will please follow on the social media and check your name the list from this live stream or on our posts that were highlighted in the previous page to see if you want and get in touch with us. Now I'd like to get everyone, the speakers and the presenters to turn on their camera. We're going to take a picture now. So with everyone, we'll
I'm the
stop
one
sharing.
to take a picture for everyone, so bear with me. Okay.
So smile in your camera and
1, 2, 3. I think a couple of other pages as well.
再次感谢所有赞助单位。
Not yet, especially with our speakers, because our speaker has been set as a co-host. Let's see. Okay, do we have everyone and our sponsors as well? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cheese.
Photo. Take a photo.
Okay, looks so cool. Okay, done. Thank you so much.
All right, so group photo is done.
Take a photo.
好了，照片照好了，谢谢大家。
结束啦？
没有结束。The first period is done, so now will be next. Okay, Sergey, would you like to share screen? Thank you.
Yes. So we welcome
请所
now.
有观众来，在我们那个对话之前，是不是要请观众上来照个照片啊？宋
照好了，
苗主席。
青年主任，我的动作很快，我已经照好了，可以下一个环节了。
都照好了呀。好的，好的，好的，那就那个话筒交给我们宋苗主席和彭先生了，是吧？好。
Sergey,
All
are you
right.
good as well? It's all
Yes,
right?
I'm good. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Nice.
So I will introduce you first. So now we actually came to the center of this program where the filmmakers, so we have Tongdo Zhang, we have Aonan Yang and Paul Corvallo who are with us, moderated by others such as Dr. Miao Song herself, the co-founder and filmmaker, and Chris Pereira. So they will moderate that discussion. And enjoy, please, this discussion, and see we're going to have a Q&A with them, with the media afterwards. So over to you.
Thanks so much, Sergey. So, Leo, did you want to kick it off?
You can go ahead, so I can make us as a panel looks like from the screen. Go ahead.
Awesome, great. Yeah, so thanks a lot to everyone for being here, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation. My name is Chris Pereira, as Sergey just mentioned. I've been back and forth in China for over 15 years, and right now I run a marketing and branding company helping Canadian companies in China and Chinese companies in Canada. So good to be here. And 大家好，我是彭家荣我是今天的主持人之一，跟宋苗博士一起主持交流，很期待跟几位大咖一起交流。所以宋苗，要不然你来吧。
好的。Hello everyone. I think you can see the nice panel here, right, from the screen. And I really appreciate so much our nice filmmakers, though they are my dear friends for many years. I'm so happy we could be together. It's a special moment for me as well. Then we will just start with. So first of all, I would like to introduce Professor Tongdao Zhang, the director from China. He has done very many series of documentaries. So we are so happy he bring the recent work born in 2000 to the festival. Congrats to you, got the best director award. And also another highlight for his work is literature home. So including the writer Mo Yan, who won the Nobel Award. So welcome you to join us.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Tongdao. We're doing a bit of a mix-up here to have Somya will doing the English. I'll just do a summary of what of the introduction also for Tongdao in Chinese. So, Tongdao 还包括 Paul， 等会儿宋苗也会介绍一下，都有很多共同点他们都是那个纪录片的摄影师，也有20多年的经验他们在国家级的电视台工作过，也曾经都在洛杉矶待过几年包括奥南最近奥南是很巧的时候在蒙特利尔，我听说然后在Concordia University 进修非常欢迎你们几位。
I will continue introduce my second friend. Yeah, we can do this. It's nice. I will speak in English, and Chris, you can speak in Chinese. I think that's a
we'll mix it up a bit, right?
Yeah, and Paul, he has done a series of documentary as well since 1996, if I remember correctly. You worked for Radio Canada, and the highlight of your work is for the Montreal 375 anniversary of the city's founding. The film 5 episodes, I think, documentary about the history of Montreal. Recent one also submit to us. Actually, we just complete the translation in Chinese. I think all the people have to see this. It's really, really beautiful about the architect in Montreal, who was in Montreal and made a lot of achievement. So that's for you. And I think Chris already introduced Onan as well. Onan got a lot of international awards, and we were just so happy to have your film, Will Cox. Also, the actor was awesome and got the best actor for the festival. Another highlight is for your recent film, The Names of the Flowers, also win the jury prize of Tallinn Black Night Festival. And most recent one won Berlin Festival Awards, right? The Best Director Awards. So thank you for joining us. Then we will see how we are going to make this conversation interesting. Okay, and also to let our audience know, after this panel will last about 40 minutes, you can have a Q&A. So if you have a question, you can private message us or just send to the chat. We have about 15 minutes. Okay. Who want to start?
Well, I can start.
Sure.
I just had the pleasure to see this truly extraordinary documentary, Born in 2000. I was very touched by the intensity of it, the emotions, the freshness of it, and also, but all it taught me about education in China. As a filmmaker, it boggles the mind. How can you follow these two kids for 13 years and see them growing up? One of them, by the name of Rose, this beautiful character, goes to the United States. Then the director, who is in Beijing, must also be in the United States to see her facing her challenges there. So you have a dozen kids who are followed over 13 years. One of them is in the United States for a good part of the documentary. I mean, it's just incredible. How do you do it all and keep and make a cohesive film at this scale? I've never tried anything remotely as ambitious. I wouldn't know how you get started. It's really an accomplishment.
You want to translate this question, Chris, in Chinese?
所以刚才这个问题是这个纪录片是12年多就跟随13个孩子在2个国家，然后都是2000年左右出生的然后问题是怎么做到这么巨大这么长期的一个计划和一个项目怎么落实，然后怎么做到，并且怎么想到？你是提前准备吗？还是你随便去拍，随便跟进就是怎么实现这么好、这么精彩的一个纪录片？
Pretty good. So what is the answer? Let's have our filmmaker answer. Where is Tong Dao? Is he with us?
谢谢 Paul. Thank you, Paul.
Yes. So tell us, how do you make a masterpiece like this? What's the magic?
Right now, I'm on my new project in Sichuan with Panda.
Oh, Panda. That's interesting.
That's fantastic. Beautiful.
对，童
我现在
道老师，
在四川，就在大熊猫基地旁边我在拍摄一个新的纪录片，是关于中国的一个少数民族，叫白马藏族。白马藏族，他们是和大熊猫一起生活的。
好期待这部纪录片。刚才炮问您的问题就是说，您的这个
我来回答他的问题。
对，您来回答一下吧。他说回答在哪里呢？您来回答。
对，非常感谢炮的问题。他说出了一个纪录片非常关键的一个要素，就是时间。怎么能把一个片子拍到12年啊？其实这个片子我去年还在拍，我去年在洛杉矶还在拍了我的这些孩子们。我最初其实根本没有做这么长的设想。假如设想要拍12年，这个片子可能根本就拍不成了。就是因为拍了幼儿园之后，我们非常好奇他的小学会是什么样子，拍了小学又非常好奇他的中学什么样，于是就一直拍到了大学，拍到现在。事实上纪录片也非常有魔术，就像 Paul 说的，它是个 magic。恰好孩子们去美国的时候，我的学生在美国加州大学这个南加大读研究生，所以他能够最早的把我这些孩子们到美国的情况给拍下来。很快呢，我也到了洛杉矶，我在洛杉矶也居住了一段时间。正巧孩子们发生什么事情的时候，他都会第一时间告诉我，我就能够很快赶到现场，给孩子们交流，然后开始拍摄。所以这个过程在我看来 它已经不是一个简单的工作，而是一个生命与生命的相连，生命和生命的见证。
For our audience who only speak English, for your information, this film, if you haven't watched yet, you really should watch that. You can still download the app Smart Cinema USA or go to the CCIFF.ca website. You can see the information. Actually, today should be the last day of the screening, but we will make it extend to another 2 weeks, so you will have a chance to watch that. So basically, a documentary followed a couple of children from their daycare to the elementary school. According to Tong Dao, director, he said at the beginning he actually did not really plan anything, because if a plan, then you cannot really expect what will happen, right, for more than 10 years. So after he just filmed their elementary, then he continued feel like curious about how their life will be after they go to the elementary school and middle school and eventually university. So he was also like informed by the parents the first time when one of the students entered the University of Southern California. Meanwhile, he was doing research at in LA as well. So then he got a lot of a chance to just follow up or actually be more like friends or parents instead of just a documentary filmmaker, to record the whole experience. So he said that after more than 10 years, the whole experience more like a life to life, the conversation, or it's not simply can be described as a documentary film. The whole process is like life to life experience. Thank you.
Oh, bravo. Bravo, that's amazing. It is a singular accomplishment. It's a rare accomplishment. And we also have with us Aonan Yang. Right? There you are. We're both immigrants.
Yes,
You're an
absolutely.
immigrant from China, and I'm an immigrant from Latin America. And here we are in Montreal, right?
Yeah,
and we've never met. And we've never met. We are meeting now virtually.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me that you have arrived here, and instead of making films about Canada, as I did, you turn your focus on Latin America as a filmmaker. It wasn't enough to absorb Canadian culture. You have to go and hunting for other cultures in the South. That's amazing to me.
But it's not. Sorry.
我就简单总结一下，Paul 刚才问的就是Paul 说你们2位都是移民，都到达到那个蒙特利尔我顺便也提一下，我家族也是蒙特利尔的，所以我们都是一大家庭的人。然后但是您到加拿大以后，你反而没有选择记录加拿大的事情，你选择走南美洲的路线去寻找素材，这个很有趣。然后Paul 是希望你可以展开讲一下这个事情。
Yeah, isn't that amazing? I think, I guess, because we all kind of have a story that sort of rooted in our heart, and a way kind of go out search for it, and it actually doesn't mean that it has to be, come from where I come from, or but I think we follow the stories, because there's always been the story that touches me, and also I follow the filmmakers, because I'm mainly a producer, but I work very closely with all the filmmakers. We start at the very beginning of the development, hashing out stories, deciding on the characters, going over the edit, and coming up with the storyboards. So somehow I think maybe there's a part of me that I was very passionate about South America. Like, it's just fascinating place. But also because the filmmakers that I work with, they're often also immigrants, and they have, they wanted to make a story when they have the chance to make one, and they like to tell the story of their homeland. And to me, it's a new place that kind of fascinates me. You know, like I mean, as immigrants in Canada, because we're all kind of fascinated about everybody's background. Yeah, and I think the fact that I didn't decide to come to Canada, actually. I came with my parents. So it was their search to land here. And now I guess with cinema, in a way, I'm sort of like fulfilling my search. And so I get to make films at a different place. I also made film in China as well, you know, with Xiao Dan, who's actually part of the audience right now, and Tao's film, Taming the Horse, and we're making one in Afghanistan. We're preparing a film in Afghanistan now, with an Afghan-Dutch filmmaker with Canadian financing and Dutch financing. So also at the same time, it's just sort of like becoming more of a global thing, right? Cinema is sort of go beyond language itself. So yeah, I think it's the media itself actually give us this opportunity to sort of travel into other people's life and other people's world.
It's becoming a very strange profession. I am now involved as a co-writer in a series for Discovery Channel USA that is being made by a Canadian director, not me, a colleague of mine. But where is the film being edited? In Manchester, England. And the character is American. So how could this be? I mean, it boggles the mind. When I was growing up, it wasn't like this. And you have to run and try to catch up because the mind cannot follow.
Do you want to translate or
I think it should be translated, otherwise it gets too big a chunk. Chris, help us out.
Let's do this like a first round. I think Paul asked 2 questions and let Chris just summarize that. And then we also give an opportunity to other people, like Nan can propose a question. 童道老师，你也可以问一个问题啊。Because today our time is really short. Actually, we cannot really go deep, you know, about the cultural exchange and all that, even the work, right? If you haven't seen the work, simply you won't get, you know, what they discuss about, but they all see each other's work. So I think from the work, they know each other better. Yeah. So
Paul's been firing some questions across the internet. I think we should return the favor now and get Tong Dao to ask a question of Paul.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Ask me anything you want.
好，童道老师，给您机会，您问，看是问Paul还是问
give a chance to other people who just want to come on and speak and reveal themselves. That's it. You know, it's not about me. Anyway, it's about Tong Dao's fantastic film. And the other people who are here, we want to hear from them. But if you're dying to ask me a question, I will not say no. Go ahead.
现在我可以问他吗？
可以问的。
对，其实我非常羡慕 Paul， 他能够像一个旅行者一样穿越那么多的文化地区。而纪录片的最大的一个使命，其实就是让不同文化的人相互理解。而这一点呢，对我来讲，是我一直渴望做到的。但是我认为还没有做到。特别希望能够听到 Paul 讲一讲他怎么穿越那么多的文化区，从南美到了美国，又到了 Canada， 他能够用他的一个什么方式把各种不同的文化都能打通啊！我认为 Paul 这样的人如果多一点，世界就会少一点战争。
Okay, I will translate in English. Paul, Tong Dao said that he really admire you since he know you had a lot of backgrounds, like a multicultural background, and you, when you were quite young, you traveled to Los Angeles, stayed there, lived there for years, and then you came to Canada. You worked for, you know, Radio Canada, and after that you switched to French as well. So you are like a traveler according to him. So how could you travel, you know, from different cultures and even also make the work based on the culture? He said he's not able to make it yet. So he want to learn from you how you made it. Also, he said the world need many of such a version of a Paul, then we will have a less war. So I think that's really nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For me, it was just a question of survival because my father was a Brazilian diplomat. Brazilians speak Portuguese, and we were living in Spanish-speaking countries, Paraguay, Uruguay, Ecuador. So I was growing up in a home where we spoke Portuguese. And at the same time, we were all in our house learning Spanish and communicating with the people outside our home in Spanish. So we were all working with different cultures. It was a matter of survival. To live, you had to learn the other culture, the other language. And then, of course, our family came to the United States. Now, my parents were already into their 40s, and now they had to learn English. And it was really hard for my dad. My mother learned faster, but my father was a great professor at UCLA, had difficulty with learning English. And so it was this constant learning of languages and jumping from one culture to another. It wasn't a matter of virtue or intelligence. It was really a matter of survival. And so I just embraced American culture with as much enthusiasm as Rose born in 2000. And I was Rose's age when I arrived. I loved living in Los Angeles, but I also disliked many things about it. The United States was involved in the Vietnam War, and it was a sad thing. So when I saw the opportunity to come to Canada, to me, it was like kind of a liberation, and I was able to start again. And there was the challenge of French. That was a big challenge because I was an adult. Leaping from English-speaking culture to French-speaking culture, c'était tout un défi. And that was a whole challenge in itself. But anyway, it's a journey. It's a life journey. We all have our journeys, and the key thing is to keep going, to be curious about another culture, and to feel that you have the right to learn and to take from that culture what you want. You have the right. You have the right to identify with some things in those cultures and reject other things. I reject things in my own Latin American background that I don't like. And you have to have the freedom to go on learning about other cultures and changing as a result. You change as a human being. You're no longer the same person you were when you arrived. You're so different. In fact, I have a tape of myself speaking, conducting interviews when I first started doing that in English, and I cannot recognize my own voice. My accent has changed. Everything has changed. That's Chris is smiling. I see that Chris has lived through some of that experience himself.
No, absolutely.
Chris, tell us about it.
I totally agree with what you said there. You become a different person in many ways, right?
Yes.
As I mentioned at the beginning, I lived in China for 15 years, and I went when I was 19, so almost fully formed. But I guess in my mind, I still think I was young enough to build some of a different culture into my mind, young enough that it wasn't as big of a challenge as being in your 40s, for example. But I think it's like having different cities in your head in some ways. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Pereira is a Portuguese last name, isn't it?
Yeah. My family actually has a similar story to yours, or at least from my dad's side came from the Azores in Portugal to Montreal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Canada, right?
Can we have a Chris to summarize the Paul's conversation?
Yeah, sorry. Well, I did make notes, so let me summarize because it was a great thing that Paul just said there. So, 我先总结一下 Paul 刚才说的话。他说在小的时候，他长大的过程中只说葡萄牙语，后来也同时说西班牙语。所以在他长大的环境里，他在跨文化沟通、跨文化的环境里，不是说是一个选择，而是一个生存的一个必要的事情。必须如果要生存的话，他就必须适应这个文化。然后后来他搬到美国，然后他当时他的父母都40多岁，他母亲适应的好一些，他爸爸那个新的语言方面可能有挑战一点。但是那个跨文化方面，在美国他非常喜欢美国，尤其是洛杉矶。虽然不是说所有的美国的所有的方面都能接受，都能喜欢，包括 那个越南战争等方面，他是非常不支持。但是总体他感觉那个洛杉矶的跨文化的环境是非常好。后来因为美国的一些他可能感觉到最后是该选新的地方，他选择去加拿大。然后去加拿大的时候，他感觉是一种释放，是一个新的开始，是一个新的旅程。然后最后他Paul 说那个文化是你接受和接纳新的文化到你自己身上是你自己的权利，是一个非常好的一个事情，可以选择不同的文化的好的方式结合起来。可以听到吗？
好，
好的，对，不同的文化结合到一起，你可以变成一个更好的人。我们都有自由学习，然后变得更好。对，就大概是这样。
谢谢 Chris。Next one, we can only have the opportunity last question for all of you, and then we leave some opportunities to our audience. How about that? Ona, it's your turn. I know the time is limited. Actually,
yeah, sure. I mean, I was just gonna say that, like, Paul summed up really well about sort of the Canadian identity here. We all come from different places, and
whoops, what happened there?
We all each other, and that's why this is a place called cinema too. Like that's why there's like so many stories that we can like it's so diversified. But like if you just go back to Tong Dao, I like to ask a question about Tong Dao actually, because his film that was it shows a lot of this humanism of him. I think Tong Dao really have a humanistic soul, and he's and he's a scholar, because I remember he was talking about how he takes cinema as a way of education. Like for him, it's not about making the film, but it's about making the film with his students together. And I think that shows a lot of his heart. And also that he has a son, and his son is a millennial. This is why he decided he tried to understand his son, and that is the motivation for him to start this project 12 years ago. But I mean, we're all very curious about just the different generations as well in China, because it's something that we don't see so often in the West. Like the generation gaps, it's very, very frequent. Like every 10 years, there's a turnaround. But I'm very, very curious to hear what Tong Dao have to say about, like, the way how he be able to penetrate the distance between the camera and his characters, so that he can get really close and intimate with his characters, and to show us sort of this kind of the truth and the honest emotion curve, the journey of these kids.
Absolutely, that's a great question. So let's hear it. What's the magic?
浩南，你用中文再说一下简短吗？还是
我说一遍哈，我说，我觉得佟道老师是一个很有人文关怀的这样的一个作者，同时他也是一个很有教育精神、扶植精神的这样的一个教育工作者。因为之前我们沟通的时候，他说他的对电影的这种什么叫 focus 吧，这种电影的approach， 他的电影的态度，是跟他教育有关。他很喜欢跟他的学生们一起拍摄，在这个过程中他还会有不同的交流。他觉得这个东西是他最 precious 的一个东西。那他这个片子同时又讲到了那个，因为佟道老师的儿子也是00后，因为我们这个好像这个是原因嘛，是吧？那个佟道老师是您当时决定想要去拍，其实想要更深入的了解你的孩子。12年前这个就开始做这个片子，那对我们来讲的话，其实也是对这个00后也非常有兴趣，因为我们也很好奇，因为在中国每10年都有这样的一个时代的一个更换啊，这种更替，就是每10年就我们都会叫，我是70后，他是80后、90后，那我们其实对00后也很关心，因为这个时候中国发生很大的变化，那我就其实是很想知道，就是您是如何能够这么的接近 这些您的人物能够缩短这个摄影机跟你人物之间的这种距离，因为对我们来讲的话，一个片子能够有很深的打动人的这样的能量的时候，是因为这个作者几乎就是一个隐形人，所以我们非常想听佟导老师讲一下您这个跟孩子们之间的互动，还有您如何拍摄的，给我们分享一下。
非常感谢奥南的问题，这都是非常专业的问题 ，professional 才能够从摄影机背后来谈论一部电影。我记得摄影师卡帕曾经说过一句话：假如你拍的不够好，可能是因为离得不够近。它主要是指战地摄影。当然，最后他也因为离得太近而结束了他的生命，也是在越南战场上，刚才 Paul 说的那个可恶的越南战场上。纪录片来讲，假如你没有跟你的主人公之间建立起足够的信任，你很难拍到自然的镜头，包括动物在内。即便是动物，你如果跟它初次见面，它也会害怕你。我拍过熊猫，我这次还准备拍熊猫，它也需要跟你有足够的熟悉。我们的孩子其实是在开拍之后1个月，逐步大家建立了比较信任的关系。当我拍到1年以后，他已经视我们如无物。摄影机就像长在幼儿园里的一棵会移动的树。我说我们的摄影师就是一棵会移动的树，它就长在了幼儿园，那么他就不再忌讳任何东西。当拍到几年以后，像孩子都已经10几岁了，他们自己都已经有了判断，那么大家已经建立了生命与生命之间的联系。某种程度上来讲，就像影片中的这个 Rose 给他妈妈说，他说我感觉张导演就像我的另一个爸爸。这样一种信任的关系，他就不会再避讳什么东西，或者在矜持那么尤其是他受了委屈之后，我赶过去，他那种倾诉其实就很像对家长的倾诉。我就简单说这些吧，谢谢。
好，I will summarize quickly. Tong Dao director said, "Oh, Nan, your question is very, very professional because only professional filmmaker understand or everything happened behind the camera." So he also quoted a cameraman, Copper, said, "If you don't do well enough because you're not close enough." Actually, this cameraman also sacrificed himself at the Vietnam War, same war as Paul just mentioned. So Tong Dao said, if the character does not trust you enough, of course, you cannot be close enough and it's not natural enough as well. Not only talk about the children, talk about the main character, but also talk about even you just film, the animals. For example, he filmed the panda, and now his next documentary, actually he's on set now, also shooting panda as well. First time he met with panda, right? So you also have to establish some connection. So he mentioned in his film Born in 2000, the first month, they used about 1 month to establish the connection with the children because the children were scared or curious. So after 1 month, and even after 1 year, so the camera was more like a moving tree in the daycare. So the children ignore that completely. And after many years, for example, he filmed the Rose in university. So they really established this connection. As he just answered before, it's more like a life-to-life connection. It's not a documentary filmmaker and the main character anymore. So especially for the scene, Rose was kicked out by the landlord. she was crying, she was expressing herself. It's more like expressed to the parents, to the relatives. Rose also told the parents that Director Tong Dao is more like his second father. So that's then after you really establish the connection, the character won't feel shy or anything, try to avoid you because the established trust already. So he could only like briefly to answer your question on that here.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great answer. And especially was the panda and human comparison. 那个 ，yeah， 非常，yeah， 尤其是您讲到这个，动物也会害怕我们，何况是人，就是 ，yeah，it's amazing。it's just we're running out.
It's a time, yeah. So we will open the floor to our audience. Let me see. Thank you so much. As I said, it's the first time we host such a conversation, and really appreciate Chris help us, to do the translation. It's an awesome job you have done. So we have a next round open to our audience. I see Hu Xian.
There's Caroline. Caroline's at the top with their hand up. I don't know if you want to start with the hands up or.
Yeah, I think. Sergey, yeah, we will have a Q&A. Thank you so much to pull up this. Yeah, that's their work. Submit to us for the 5th edition. Who has a question? You can start.
Well, I could ask a question of Chris Pereira. Chris, with your background, how did you get into China, and how did you conquer the language barriers?
No, it's a great question. Just before I mention that, I wanted to also say that I think in a year like this, art is an incredible bridge between cultures. And I think everyone here, especially people in Canada, are a sort of embodiment of that multiculturalism. And so my mom is actually from the UK. My dad is from Portugal. Wow. My great-grandfather is from Guangzhou. So I'm actually 1/16 or something Chinese, but of course it's all gone. So yeah, I did my undergraduate in China to begin with. So I was a student, and afterwards I didn't leave basically. So I've been sort of a bridge since school. I was interested in history and culture, and I studied in Zhengzhou, which is central China. So sort of went against the grain in a lot of ways. Didn't go to, should have been an engineer, would have made more money, but I think where I ended up was pretty good. So yeah. So I think in terms of the questions coming up, I think the art is a bridge. I think it's great. And
yeah, can we have a Ray Yu from China News Press? 余日东老师，对，您可以先来，谢谢您。
Okay, thank you very much for having me. I'm Reid Yu with China News Service, and I would like to ask questions for Mr. Paul Carvalho.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, congratulations to Paul for winning the award. Well, I think the Canada-China relations got some changes or challenges over the past more than 2 years. So that reminded us that there is still a lack of mutual understanding between our two countries. Mm-hmm. In particular, the Canadian people probably still know very little about China, I think. Mm-hmm. And we also believe that film can promote understanding between different cultures and different countries. So as a documentary filmmaker, do you have any suggestions for your colleagues or counterparts in China and Canada to promote cultural exchange and understanding between our two countries. And are there any possibilities for you to make a film about China in the coming future? Thank you.
It would be the greatest.
Sorry, Paul.
Yes.
I can repeat my questions briefly in Mandarin. Yeah.
Yes.
我这个问题是给 Paul 提的。我是想问呢，就是过去2年多呢，我们看到中加关系其实会出现了一些问题，所以我们感觉到2个国家之间仍然是缺乏相互的了解。尤其可能加拿大的老百姓、加拿大民众对中国还是知之甚少吧。那么我们也相信电影是可以促进不同文化之间的交流，像刚才张同道老师说的啊，也可以促进不同文化、不同国家之间的这种交流和理解。所以我的问题给 Paul 就是说，作为一个纪录片的导演，他对加拿大和中国的电影同行在促进双边的文化交流和理解方面，他有什么建议？他自己将来是不是有可能可以拍摄有关中国题材的作品 ？OK, thank you, Paul.
I think that when you read the front page news, we all become full of fear and trepidation. There is tension. There are actions that are hostile on one side and the other. And we know that we are so little in the face of these international tensions. And we feel powerless. We feel that there's nothing we can do. But actually, as filmmakers, as communicators, as culture creators, there is something that we can do. We can create sincere, moving portraits of our culture, like Tong Dao did in this amazing film, Born in 2000. And we can just present this to the other side with the help of an international festival like this, which is an incredible window into another country. What do I learn? I learn about these two kids who are eager to not just discover themselves, but to discover other cultures. In the case of Rose, to play Western songs in a Western setting. In the case of Ryan, to learn American football. I would never have imagined that our Chinese people would have learned the art of American football. It is so sad, and when they lose 70-0 in their contest with Australia. But we know that the Chinese have a history of just getting better and just improving themselves, improving the game, learning from the other culture. And that one day that Chinese team will be a champion in world terms, because that's what the Chinese do. So this film is an example of how we can diminish tensions and we can increase understanding through the power of art. This is a very effective counterbalance to all the fear that is stirred around us by international tensions. Now, I'm not suggesting that we can defeat all these international tensions and create peace and love among our countries just with the power of art. But art is all we have to serve as a counter force against fear. So we must persevere. And perhaps it will create a common ground, common perceptions, a sense of a shared humanity that can diminish those fears and allow us to talk in a more productive way.
Great. Thank you, Paul.
That's a very good question, very good answer.
要总结一下吗？宋苗，那个中文。
觉得时间有点紧张，然后对大家应该在这里差不多都是可以3语或者双语的。我们还有一个机会，给一位这个记者老师吧，然后大家其他还有如果有问题的，我们之后还有这个 breakout room。好吗？就是 our time is really limited, so because we have another like a lunch for the 6th edition, so we just invite Hu Xian the journalist Hu Xian 老师. So if you have a question later, we can open up the breakout room so you can continue discuss with our filmmakers. How about that? Really apologize because we have another, section for the 6th edition. Okay, thank you. 胡宪老师您在吗？
我在。
好，
我也打开那个摄像头了。
好嘞，真对不起大家，今天时间太紧张了。
哦，我把我的问题我就问一个问题，听得见吗？
听得见，很好。
哎，好的，我这个问题呢是想问一下那个张导演啊，因为刚才呢奥南导演也提到了这个问题，这个我也注意到了，您的这个获奖作品就是00后，事实上您在这里边呢扮演了3个角色，您既是一个具有人文关怀情怀的这样一个导演，同时呢也是一个有责任心的一个教育工作者，因为呢你也谈到了你让你的学生呢去拍，同时呢因为你是老师，那么你呢又是一个00后的一个家长，等于呢你呢在这个电影里边有这么3种的角色，我想呢问一下张导演，您是怎么样就在这个3种角色当中，您是怎么样分配或者倾注了您的激情和这种责任时间精力您是怎样分配的？好，谢谢。或者说定位的。
感谢胡老师的问题。其实对我来讲并不难，我是一个能力很普通的人，我知道我的精力和能力都不够用，所以我只做了一件事儿，我这20几年只干了一件事儿，就是纪录片。我教书，我在 University 教书，就是教怎么拍纪录片。我带学生，也是带学生拍纪录片，学习纪录片。我带孩子，某种程度上来说，也是我拍摄的过程。事实上，我拍我儿子拍的更多，只是现在他不同意我把他的素材公布出来。所以这20几年间，我就只做了纪录片这么一件事情，教学、研究、拍摄。做的其实还没有达到我的满意，还总是觉得时间不够用啊，所以没有办法给你一个充满智慧的答案，因为现在我也在苦恼之中，总觉得有好多的事要做，但时间不够。
I will quickly translate from Xian. Her question is, how did you balance the role, right? You have 3 roles when you're doing this documentary, as the father, as a teacher in university, and as a researcher, and all this. And so he said actually he's not smart enough because he's just a normal person, and he does not have a lot of energy or time as well. That's why he has done just one thing for the last 20 years is documentary. So when he was teaching university, it's teaching documentary, researching in documentary. Actually, the process brought up the son. Also, he was filming as well. Also filming other children. Actually, he filmed a lot of footage about the son. Just the son does not allow him to release the footage at this moment. That's why he said he cannot really give you a very satisfied answer, because he's also struggling how to balance the life and production and the research and the teaching and all that. He always feel lack of time. Yeah. Thank you so much for all the interesting questions and answers. As I said, later we have a breakout room. So the room 1 will be just for our directors, and we have other 2 rooms as well. So if you want to have more questions, welcome. Now it's quite late. Actually, we are quite behind the schedule. One more applause to our great filmmakers and for our audience as well. So thank you so much, and thank you, Chris. You want to add something here?
No, it's real pleasure to chat with you guys, and I'm in awe of the talent in this room. So look forward to continuing the conversation, and please do reach out if there's anyone that'd like to continue the chat.
Thank you so much. So we'll give back the floor to our MC because we have another section we would like to introduce to everyone. Thank you again. Thank you for your time. So precious. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you to was a very insightful talks. So what we're going to discuss is the 6th edition, which is actually around the corner. It's in the fall this year already. So we again, the CCIFF, Canada-China International Film Festival, is a platform to connect, like Paul was saying, to connect all of us through culture, despite all any politics or pandemic. And we hope to have this event in person or in hybrid format if the conditions allow. So we're going to summarize and have different sections in this festival. So we have the standard ceremonies and screening and other sections. So we will present these sections gradually to you. Let's proceed to these sections. So one of the first sections is actually film screening session. And I was told that Mr. Bao Fengsu cannot join us because he had some connectivity issues. So I briefly will fill in for this section instead. So he is in charge, he's a vice president for CCIFF. And that's the section. So there's a deadline, and we have a Film Freeway website for submissions. That's done with the cooperation with the Chinese Culture, Transportation and Studies Support Institute. So, and we'll have a number of films again. So if you are a filmmaker or no filmmakers, that's a time to put the films into this section. So that's what we've just done as well for the 5th edition, and now the 6th edition, as I said, September, October timeframe in the fall. So thank you, Mr. Bao Fengsu. If you join us, we will be happy to see you with us here. The next section here was key from the very first edition for Entertainment Technology Summit presented by Shuiying Ge. Is she with us?
中加电影节、国际电影节至今已经成功举办了5届。今天的这场活动既代表着第5届圆满落下了帷幕，同时也预示着开启了第6届的序幕。下面呢，我们请中加电影节各板块的负责人介绍一下第6届电影节的活动计划。下面呢，我们有请中国科技文化传播产业创新平台执行副理事长兼秘书长葛水英女士，兼中加国际电影节副主席的葛水英女士来介绍娱乐科技高峰论坛的板块。有请葛老师。
各位朋友，大家好，可以吗？
水英你好，
看到吧？
看着你好开心，你讲吧。
这个中加科技娱乐高峰论坛，在我们宋淼主席的带领下，在蒙特利尔政府和各界朋友的支持下，我们已经成功举办了5年，而且我们也没有受疫情的影响。那么2021年这个新纪元的开启，我们将会结合新的技术，推动线上线下的，开着呢，开着没有？开的，推动这个线上线下国际之间在科技文化主题的活动，技术交流，行业发展以及产业应用方面，我们来推动更多的活动，然后
推动更多的声音，更新颖的发布。同时呢，在未来的时间里面，也希望社会各界的朋友能够予以我们以往未来更多的信任、关注和支持。我大概说这些，谢谢大家。
I will just quickly translate because me and Shuying, we have been friends for a long time, and she's very, very innovative. And she said for this coming edition will be even more innovative. So hope everyone can also support us, and we will have some installations and some projects together as well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. For our online screening platform that we experienced this edition just now for Pants in Box and Smart Cinema, please have Vice President Yu Wang to present this section.
有请王毅先生。
Mr. Wang Yu, oh, he is muted.
Sorry. Hello, 我是王玉，大家好，我是中嘉电影节的副主席啊，同时也是一个制片人。然后呢，很高兴大家一直关注中嘉国际电影节。这5年来，其实整个的电影节的团队都经历了特别多的艰难，但我们依然坚持过来了。那么很不幸呢，这几年因为疫情的原因，全世界的电影节都停下来了，那么都被迫改变了方式啊，包括戛纳和其他的大家也都知道的这些电影节。那么我们在过去也帮北京国际电影节以及其他电影节再去做线上的解决方案。那么大家这次看到呢，中嘉国际电影节我们第5届的时候，用一个新的方式给大家呈现了一个虚拟的影院的这样的一个方式啊。同时我们联合了 Smart Cinema 还有 Pants in Box 来做一个线上的虚拟的这个体验啊。那目前其实还是有一些还是并不是非常好，现在是 1.0 版本。那么我们那整个的团队也希望在第6届的时候能够做更多的互动的体验，包括对于一些线上的直接的交流以及影院观影的体感的这样的方式。同时呢，包括我们的这个合作伙伴 Smart Cinema 呢，也会在很快就把全部的网页端的观看呢都全部都上线。所以呢，在之后呢，我希望我们能够即使在这疫情之下呢，也并不会影响我们中国和加拿大的制片人和电影人的之间的交流啊。所以希望我们通过一个更利用科技的手段去让更多的交流面对面啊。我们也会更希望大家能够更多的体验到类似于线下的交流的这样的方式啊。好，谢谢大家，希望大家还会能够关注我们第6届的这个中嘉国际电影节啊，我们一定会提供更好的线上的体验给大家，谢谢。
谢谢王玉先生。
Thank you. The next one is academic seminar. We have Bill Wong in a house. We've always had this event, so may please present.
有请麦吉尔大学王仁忠教授，谢谢。有请王教授。
哎，王教授刚才还给我发信息了，这会儿没在。那我就说一下吧。Academic seminar has been there since the very first edition. From this photo, actually, you can see the rightmost one is him. I think he got vaccination today. Probably was too tired, but I saw he was online at the minute. So he just expressed we'll continue have scholars join us. Some scholars from university from US and also Mega University. He's based there, and also Concordia University as well. So if you're scholars, welcome to join us. Thank you.
感谢宋苗主席代表的王仁忠教授介绍的文化论坛，谢谢。
Masterclass will be presented by Catherine Qing Lao. So I think that's another event that we always had. if it's Catherine will say a few words.
有请劳勤校长介绍大师班。
大家好，我是 McGill College 的劳勤院长。今天很高兴能在线上参加第5届中加国际电影节闭幕式及中加导演及行业人士对话的活动，以及第6届的启动仪式。在第6届电影节的各主题活动中，我主要负责大师班这个板块。我们会邀请业内的专业人士，以其独特的视角去展现不一样的见解，一定会与大家碰撞出精彩的火花，将会使大家受益颇丰，期待大家的参与和支持，谢谢。
谢谢劳勤校长。
Okay, so Masterclass is an important event between known filmmakers. So we move on to the next. So we have script competition. Sha Chuan was with us, responsible for this section. So please note the deadline. I don't think Sha Chuan is in the audience.
有请川沙先生介绍。
All right, so we will move on.
川沙老师在。
大家好，我听得见吗？我是川沙。
听得见。
我是川沙。很高兴，在这个疫情期间，就是居然能够通过这种方式哈，在线上就是和大家见面，很高兴哈，就是说从第一届就是参加这个中加国际电影节，然后第2届呢，我们正式开始就是这个剧本哈。我说一句，就是我们有一个剧本评审组，因为我们是太平洋北美太平洋文艺国际联盟嘛，就是和电影节就合作，就是办这个剧本奖。剧本奖从第2届一直到现在已经是4届，就是说2、3、4、5，四届呢，就是说是基本上就是还是比较稳步的向前这个样子的，不是说突飞猛进，但是呢，就是说逐步还是在这个范围开始逐步拉宽嘛，这个样子的。但是呢，本身来讲就是应该就是在去年应该是可能本来就是可能会搞得比较好一点，但是这个疫情来了以后呢，这个事情就一下子大家都众所周知的，就是说这个就不讲了。但是呢，就是说前面几届哈，每一届我们是1等奖、2等奖、3等奖都在颁，而且在中国呢，还有在国际范围内呢，就是说都在征集这个剧本这个样子。眼看着中加国际电影节经过这么几届哈，越来越成功，我觉得这个还是让人很高兴是这个样子的。所以说现在呢，现在的状态呢，就是说是我们就是抓紧在准备，就是第六届这个剧本奖，我们已经布置下去。今天晚上来就是说中国的也有我们那个剧本组的就是一个负责人，还有其他的一些编剧嘛在里边观看这一次就是说那个线上的活动。所以说我们其他没什么说的，就是说很高兴在这儿和大家见面。我们也满怀信心，把第6届就是那个中加国际电影节，就是说把它我们配合把这件事情做好是这个样子的。预祝第6届中加国际电影节圆满成功。我讲完了。
好，谢谢川沙先生。
Thank you. So the next one is we have both opening ceremony and closing ceremony. Unfortunately, we could not have them done the way we usually do. So we'll have a combination of performances between the 5th and the 6th edition to make up for the absence of the official gala that we normally have because of the pandemic. So we'll try to improve on that. We have women's voice as well, another section that we did not have in 2020 edition. We will plan on having, and the closing ceremony, of course. So we're looking forward to make these events in person or hybrid again this fall, as I said. Now, what's going to happen between now and the actual 6th edition? We have a few things planned. So we participate in Festival de Cannes, so that's in July. The 17th, the China International Cultural Industries Fair also in July, so we've been there before. The Coopération Québec-Shandong project as a part of the Relations Internationales de Francophonie-Québec and a Sandbox Immersive Festival, so we participated in that. Beijing International Film Festival, we have a presence there. And finally, so I'd like, as a thank you to Mr. Fang Yang, he was with us, but I think he had to leave. But we really wanted him to introduce. He is one of the sponsors with the 6th edition, with his Jintian Media Industry Park, a big area for media. So I guess we don't have Mr. Fang Yan, correct?
刚刚 Survey 博士介绍了电影节的其他活动。在第6届电影节主体活动启动之前，中嘉电影节将在7月参加第74届戛纳国际电影节、第17届中国深圳国际文化产业博览会，也会在8月参加11届北京国际电影节的相关活动。中嘉国际电影节的主体活动将于10月展开。欢迎大家继续关注第6届中嘉电影节的系列活动。前面嘉宾的抽奖环节，如果没有听清楚，也可以在我们的网上去查询。今天的活动，第5届中嘉国际电影节闭幕式活动到此结束，感谢大家的参与。
So we'd like to thank you everyone again to be here with us for all this time. We ran out of time a little bit, but please stay on, go to the breakout rooms. We are very happy to see you today. So that concludes our 5th edition officially. Unofficially, hang around, please, and chat with the directors, with the media. So, and we'll be posting the social media updates for the lucky prize winners. Please follow us for the 6th edition that's coming up very, very, very soon. So thank you everyone again for being here, and then we're looking forward to see you very soon again.
Thank you.
我们第6届再见，感谢大家的参与，谢谢。
Hello, Jimmy. Where's our
Jimmy,
queen?
Well, do we go to the breakout room or no? Like, what's going on?
If you want to go there, for example, is Paul still here?
I guess I don't know how to go there.
I can assign you there.
So on the screen, at the bottom screen, if you hover over, there should be a breakout room option, like between record and reactions.
I couldn't go in there. Like, I click on the breakout room,
Okay.
and then it shows the room, but I don't know how to go in.
Okay, so you go hover
I'll
over
assign you
room.
there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right.
Got it.
What?
Yeah, I assign you there. You
What?
can join.
What? No. Yeah, he's there.
Okay, cool. So we have Anna on room 1. Anybody else want to join room 1? Okay.
Quite late though.
Every time I see you, she's very good. I do. And maybe give yourself a chance.
Jimmy, do you want to meet
Interestingly, I
with
don't.
other people? You can go to breakout room 1.